I'm James Reeves. I'm a little hungover right now from Christmas party last night. It's time for me to break down the 5 best and 5 worst guns of the year. What are we starting with today? Well, sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round the moon. And just when I thought our chance had passed, I went and saved the best for first. We're going to do the top 5 best guns of 2023, top 5 worst guns next week. Good grief, is this list going to piss some of you people off? Because I think all of these, except for maybe the number one, are extremely controversial. And you might have Vanessa Williams stuck in your head right now. I have an honorable mention to start with. My hetero life mate Ryan, pretty adamant that the Springfield Echelon be included on this list. Got some fellow editors, some fellow writers at the Firearm blog who said that this gun was the best and the worst gun of 2023. But Ryan and I saw firsthand that this gun can take a beating. It's an honorable mention, not an honorable lecture. So I'm leaving it at that. Watch my torture test review of the Springfield Echelon on TFB TV if you want more than that. Moving on to number 5, a controversial gun from a controversial man. Kevin Brittingham. Got to hang out with Kevin in New Hampshire this summer. Bit of an asshole, but maybe that's why I like him and we get along so well. I love the guy, honestly, I do. I went from knowing virtually nothing about 8.6 Blackout before I went up there to getting my VCR DVD'd by it when Kevin and Ethan explained it to me. Oversimplifying it, 8.6 Blackout is just 300 Blackout, but in a 308 form factor instead of a 223 form factor. It fires monster rounds, ridiculously fast twist rate that imparts lateral kinetic energy. I think I'm saying that right. These things will f your shit up. 300 grain rounds moving at 1,000 to 1,100 feet per second subsonic, or 160 grain supersonics pushing 2,400 feet per second. Kevin has used 8.6 to take down Cape Buffalo in South Africa. It's a hell of a round. But at the same time, I managed to shoot 2 rounds out of an 8.6 fix at 200 or 300 yards, making both hits and firing the second round before the first round impacted.
I hate whichever one of you assholes came up with this game. Because now I'm obsessed with it. All right, here we go.
There it is. Got it.
Oh, yeah. Boom! The Boombox is basically an 8.6 Honey Badger. That's it. Amazingly small, light recoiling, but packing 308 punch. We did a full review of this gun on TFB TV. Ton of energy in a small, manageable package. No, I'm not talking about my hog. I'm talking about what might be the most powerful and functional PDW ever made, and because of that, it deserves a spot at the list. The Q Boombox is number 5. Number 4, controversy slot, because you don't lead in with a budget 10mm, but you don't put it at number 3 either. The High Point JXP-10, informally known by its street name, the Yeet Cannon 10. All of us waited years for High Point to release its promised first major overhaul of the flagship 9mm High Point C9 pistol, the Yeet Cannon, which would include a threaded barrel, updated interchangeable sights, better ergonomics, double stack magazine, a much improved look. Not that it's hard to improve on the look of the C9, but then High Point casually drops the 10mm Yeet Cannon first without anyone expecting it and before the 9 comes out. Why do I like this gun? Well, it's reliable, it's surprisingly accurate, you can get a threaded barrel, optics ready, shoot 10mm or 40 S&W out of it, although High Point probably will tell you not to do that. It's got a lot of power. High Point uses a simple blowback operating system, meaning that this gun has a Toyota Tercel engine block for a slide, which helps tame the recoil of the 10. And again, I have to emphasize that this has been, by all indications and by my review, an extremely reliable gun, just like the original C9, which is shocking considering how cheap it is. But for me, what sets this gun apart is not just the power and the price, but the fact that you get 11 rounds of 10 in this thing, which means that unlike High Point's other guns, you don't have as much of a capacity penalty with the JXP. What I mean by that is you get 8 rounds of 9mm in a High Point C9 magazine, even though that son of a bitch is bigger and heavier than a Glock 19, which holds 16 total rounds of 9mm. But here, you're getting 2 more rounds from a JXP-10 than you would a Colt Delta Elite 10mm. This is a great budget backcountry option. I was impressed with it, in spite of my known inclination towards the Lux. Speaking of that, at number 3, and this one is, again, gonna piss some people off, but the Beretta ADX. Love it, love it, love it. I love this gun. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the original Beretta 84 BB Cheetah, a double stack 380 that is not only classy as hell, but it's small and light despite being an all metal gun. It shoots extremely well. I entirely disagree with anyone who declares that the Cheetah is snappy because it's a straight blowback. 14 rounds of 380, nothing to laugh at, even if 9mm is better, but then again, you can't get 14 rounds of 9mm into an alloy gun this size either, and if you did, it wouldn't shoot as good. It's reliable, accurate, it's fun, it's beautiful and Italian, just like Sophia Loren's spicy Arrabbiata mom bombs. The ADX is simply an update of the 84 BB for modern times. It's optics ready, it's got a rail for a flashlight, great sights, great trigger, even greater reliability than the original Beretta 84 with hollow points, improved ergonomics, and grip angle while using the same magazines as the 84 BB. Super aggressive slide serration. Still has that Ducati drip on it. My only complaint is that while you can carry it cocked and locked, Beretta strongly recommends you don't. And they tell you not to do it in the manual because they don't guarantee the safety of the gun if you carry cocked and locked. Mine is fine, but I have read that there are some people who will have the hammer drop with the safety on if the gun is cocked and locked. Number two, they did deswagify the 84 a little bit, as is usually the case whenever you up the utilitarian factor. I would have preferred a smooth dust cover for this gun because who's really putting a flashlight on this fucker? And there's what people are referring to as the Beretta box billboard because there's a lot of writing on the side. A nice black slide with minimal roll marking and a slick dust cover would have been better, but I'm not going to let that distract from the fact that this is a fantastic little Italiano pistol. Number two, yeah, you're gonna shit your shorts over this one. That's okay, I get it. It's well known that I have a pro Glock bias, but that's only because I genuinely believe in my heart of hearts they make the simplest and most reliable pistol at the most reasonable price point. I love you guys. I want what's best for you. That's it. They're definitely more accurate guns. They're definitely bougier guns. I know everyone wants to be a special snowflake, have their own little fancy boy pistol festooned with red anodized bullshit. And these people aren't content with simply liking something else. They want to let you know that your Glock sucks too, and so do you. It's a social phenomenon known as counter-signaling, basically aggressive individualism, pride in individuality, bolstering a delusion of expertise. Because a stock Glock is used by nearly every special operations unit in the world, it's too popular. Thus, Colt or CZ or Grand Power guys or whatever, gotta remind you that their gun of choice is better than yours and they are better than you. Anyways, for number two, I love the Glock 49 and Glock hater, small body beta male bitches can go yourselves. Number one, and this is not even close, but when you make one of the best products in a class at one of the lowest price points within the market segment that you are competing in, it's going to get some attention. And God, I hate Beretta for this. Why? Because one of my most favorite guns is the Beretta 1301. At this point, I will go on record saying that the 1301 is probably the best semi-automatic tactical shotgun on the market today. And while I would say that the 1301 is a better shotgun than the Beretta A300, damn if the A300 doesn't cost $500 less and still outperforms the 1301 in a couple of ways. The 1301 has a faster and more sophisticated operating system than the A300 with chrome plating everywhere. But the A300 is no slouch. It passed my 500 round burn down test, no problem. I took a day-long class with Matt Hott of Simtac Solutions using the A300, shooting a variety of rounds in 120-degree desert heat without one failure. I'm not worried about this gun being less reliable than the 1301. It also has many of the 1301's best features like great controls with some improvements over the 1301. For example, the A300 handguard, it's got M-LOK attachment points, super cozy. It's also got better sights out of the box than the 1301, but the best feature is the extremely smooth beveled loading port that makes loading the A300 easier than falling asleep while you're driving. In fact, I would go so far as to say it's on par with many competition shotguns. If money is no object, the 1301, still your gun. But for most of us out there who would rather save $500 to spend on 4 days of 2023 priced groceries, the A300 is impossible to deny. Fabulous work, Beretta. You guys are on a roll, and I think that 2 of the guns you made this year are 2 of the best guns this year. You know what else is the best? You guys. Stay tuned for next week where I bring you the top 5 worst guns of 2023. Can't wait for that one. Let me know what you think of this list in the comments. Let me know what you think I missed, and let me know what you think are the top 5 worst, because I haven't fully decided yet. Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care.